Hi guys, welcome back to Gardening with Creations by DX & Co. As most of you guys know, I do have an indoor greenhouse that I've started my seeds in, and today I actually ordered some new lights off Amazon for this and wanted to do a quick unboxing video for you. So let's get started with that. So I ordered these grow lights here off of Amazon. I'll also include the link for these to Amazon where I ordered them. The reason that I went with these ones in particular is they are 2 foot long, which is the size of my shelves. It's the same Kelvin temperature, that 6,500 degrees Kelvin, and that is why I went with this one in particular. Now I also went with this one in particular because it's supposed to come with 2, so we'll find out today if it actually came with 2. I haven't even opened this yet, so you guys are seeing this being open for the first time. I will say the one drawback, the one concern that I have with this one in particular is that it's only 1680, I believe, lumens. We should see that on the box here, hopefully. And so what that means is lumens is really the amount, that's how they measure the amount of distance that your light can be away from it. And so I am a little concerned that these won't be strong enough without having to be right on top of my plants. So it looks like they come with some mounting brackets to mount to the ceiling. They do come with a cord. Now the other nice part about these ones is, see this style cord on the end there? You can purchase separately, not sold with this, where you can daisy chain link these together. What that means is that you can plug one into the other, and so therefore allowing you to only plug one into the actual socket. So I'm not sure how many you're allowed to daisy chain link together. I'd have to look at that. I believe it's only 4. Either way, it's still a nice feature. Unfortunately, the cord was sold separately for that, and I didn't purchase that because I wanted to see how these were before I was committed to them. So, got 2 cords, the mounting brackets, and then these are the lights themselves. So let's take a look at those. Now this was a relatively inexpensive, so this could be great for somebody with just a quick setup. They are LED, 6500 watt. And they're actually a V channel, so the light is not straight down, it is actually on an angle. So that could be good. They are actually listed as grow lights. So the light should penetrate. If I put this in the center, it should actually cast light in both directions across the shelf rather than, you know, just straight down in one spot. So that's kind of why I went with these as well. You can see they're kind of on an angle, right? And then there's your socket there, the other side, so you can daisy chain those together. This thing weighs absolutely nothing. It's super lightweight. Some specs right on the back here. So the specs that I'm seeing on there, 2 foot, 14 watts, so very low wattage. 6,000 to 6,500 Kelvin. So interesting that there's a range on there that wasn't on the descriptions. Emits 270 degrees. Wow. Pretty awesome. And you can connect additional lights as long as they're lower than 300 watts. So neat. All right, let's go over to the greenhouse and see about getting these installed. Okay, so this may be a little bit difficult with the plants in our way, but we'll do what we can. So, looks like it also comes with a little adapter to extend out each port, so we'll want to save that in case we do end up buying the additional. But the screws and mounting, if you were going to mount it to a ceiling, sure, and we're not going to be doing that, so I'm going to mount the lights, I think, right here in the center. I'm going to put it right through this. There's 3 screw holes on here. I'm going to go through the first and last screw hole. That'll give me a solid, smooth, flat surface that shouldn't interfere with my actual light fixture, and then I should be able to twist that together and secure it so it'll be nice and secure. Like I said, actually the light fixtures themselves are extremely light. They weigh pretty much next to nothing. I can't even imagine that you would need much to hold their weight up. I mean, they gotta be ounces pretty much. They are that light. So all right, we've got that mounted. Let me show you guys. Let me zoom in and kind of show you guys what that looks like. So you can see here, just kind of got that clipped on there with the zip tie, making sure that it is on there nice and secure. Yeah, it's a little loose, but I think once we have them both on there, it's going to be nice and secure. All right. Let's go ahead and get this other side mounted really quick here. Doesn't appear to matter kind of like where the clips go on. I'm guessing as long as they don't go all the way to the end of the LED. And like I said, these shelves are just about 2 feet long. And this LED is meant to be a 2-foot LED according to it. So I got both of those mounted. I'm going to go ahead and peel the plastic off, everybody's favorite part. My plug is on this side, so I'm going to put the open plug in there. And looks like you just clip that on there like that. Kind of slides while it's in that clip, so that's nice. So in case you have to adjust left or right, that works. Awesome. So we've got that mounted. All right, so as I said before, got both clips on there. This thing kind of free slides in the clips, swaying a little bit. It looks like it's good to go, nice and secure. Lengthwise, it appears to be at a pretty good, you can see, bring it up from an overhead view. You can see I'm a little short of the shelf there, and then we are a little short of the shelf there. As I said, it's a V-split, so hopefully that's going to cast light. Just that one in the center is going to cast enough light to cover this entire lower shelf here, cover our peppers and our remaining tomato plants that we recently uppotted. And we'll see, we'll throw it on the, let's get it plugged in, we'll throw it on the PFD meter and see if which one measures better, the dome lights that we have up above, or if the new LED. And I'll throw all the plants back on the shelf to kind of block out some of that other light, or maybe we'll turn those off. Yeah, I think we'll turn those off. So let me get these plugged in. Okay, we've got them mounted, or we've got one mounted, excuse me, and we've got it plugged in. Let's turn it on. Whew. Let the camera adjust a little bit there. So, wow, it's definitely a bright light. Seeing a big difference on the actual plant itself. So, you can see the tomato plants here are definitely, you can see just kind of that top leaf, those are definitely a lot brighter. Let me turn it back off and you can see kind of much darker. The camera itself is compensating for that light, so you can see the camera just kind of adjusting. Let me actually take this off of auto and I'll put it on manual. You guys can see it kind of how I'm seeing. I've adjusted to a manual light, so let me turn it off again. So now you can see that's a little bit more, camera's not compensating for that darkness and light. And much, much different. Lighting improvement, whether or not that means it's actually going to grow plants, that's a whole nother story. So let's actually try to see if we can't figure out that really quick. So right now, as I mentioned, we've got those dome lights up above. I'm pulling out my phone here and I'm pulling up the app for the PPFD meter that I showed you guys in another video. we'll use the same plant for reference here. So you guys are seeing this tomato plant here, one of my cherry tomatoes. If I'm setting it right at the base of the cherry tomato with this dome style light, I'm only getting about 340 ppfd. Top of the leaves here, I'm reaching good to high in the ppfd meter. So really these top leaves are getting some really good saturation. The actual base of this, these are a little too high. It should probably be lower for some photosynthesis, so on and so forth. So that's this particular dome style light. I'm not even exactly dead center on it. If I'm dead center, I'm high at 726 on the ppf meter. So so that one right here, I'm getting really good light. Let's take it actually down here, this same plant. I'm going to lower it down to the new light that we just installed, and I'm actually going to unplug really quick these domes because they don't have a switch on them. Hold on. Alright, so I've went ahead and unplugged the domes, and I'm going to measure this lower light here. So right now I'm sitting on top of the same exact leaf and I'm getting a very low ppfd. I go a little bit higher, I'm sitting basically on top of that light. I have to be almost on top of the light to get in good. So that's a little concerning. I don't know, overall that might be a bit of a problem for me. Maybe if I mounted two of them right next to each other on the same shelf, it would give a little bit more of what we're looking for. Okay, so I got both of them mounted. They're both kind of off center just a little bit, as you can probably see here in the shot. Right now I'm on the lower tomato plants here that are just kind of sprouting, that I buried a little bit deeper, and they are not, they're getting a low ppfd. My pepper plants are getting a very low ppfd, only 123. The actual tomato plant that we tested on the other one that was in the high, not just good but high, is still getting a 202. So in order for it to be considered good, I still would have to be sitting right on top of the light. Alright, so I've been using these lights for about a week now, and as you can see, they're doing well. I mean, this cherry tomato has just got some fantastic growth, seems to be really performing pretty well. However, I will say that I've got some new sprouts here on the kale and the bok choy that are right there, and you can see already I'm a little nervous about it because they're getting really tall and leggy, almost like they're reaching for that light. So I don't know that I would call this a great seed starting light unless you have the ability. I think these shelves are 18 inches apart, so if you don't have the ability to get that much closer to the light, I think you might have a little bit of trouble. I'd almost rather see this one moved up a lot closer and then kind of slowly spacing it out. I think it's doing really well for the tomato plants that are taller there, so I may take the tomato plants off the top shelf, even these pepper plants, and move them down there, move my seedlings into the brighter light, so that way when they do sprout, I don't get these leggy seedlings that are really reaching for the light. That's my only feedback. Other than that, I'm actually quite surprised at how well they're doing for that tomato plant. I'm pretty excited about it overall. In fact, I didn't test it with the single light, as you know, just the double, both lights together, which I was a little bummed that I had to do. But I will say that overall, I'm happier than not with them. I thought I was going to be really disappointed and want to return those, and so far, I'm okay with it. I'm not overly disappointed, other than, like I said, the lumens are really low, so it's not producing enough light for as far away as it is. So what I could do is hang these much lower so that they're closer to the seedlings. I think that would be a great idea. or like I said, I can just transfer the seedlings to a taller shelf. But if my long-term plan was to utilize those, it wouldn't really be ideal for just having them mounted like that. I'd have to lower them down or raise the trays up, one or the other, right? So overall, good lights, just not strong enough. So if you're going to go with them, make sure you have that setup in mind. Overall, I showed you a couple of different things that are going on with that new grow light. I like the look of it, right? I love the lightweight features of it. I love the price. But it goes to show you that unfortunately, just because something is labeled a grow light, even at the right Kelvin temperature, may not also be a good product for growing seedlings. So it is important you're doing your research, testing things out, and sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not. I hope this video is really helpful for you guys. I hope that me spending money on this product and testing it out actually saves maybe you guys some time and energy. I'll include the product in the link down below just so that way you know which one it is that I'm referring to in this video. I will say that I did leave one on while I was moving it around and setting it up, and it wasn't hot to the touch. It was very easy to work with. LEDs, they give off a great light. I mean, I'd almost rather mount them inside just for lighting, right? But maybe not for growing things. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. As always, I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your gardens. Thanks again for watching.